We're gonna start today's video with a brief stop at my friend's workshop. Turned out the Leshiy 2 needed a small repair before the rutting session we had planned for that day. Recently I encountered some magazine cycling issues with the gun. After close examination, turns out the problem is with this mechanism here, and in particular this little wheel. Francisco from the Leshiy shop was pretty quick to send me some spares. One of them is plastic, the other is ball bearing, it's made of metal. We're just going to replace it and we'll show to you the fault that we found on the wheel the gun came with. Okay, now let me show you how to disassemble this piece. Let's get started. First we'll need to use a sharp tool to remove this tiny circlip here. There you go. We take this entire part out. Not as easy as it seems, obviously. Now as you can see there is a tiny pin in there. We'll remove it with a pin remover. The easy way to do this is by drilling a little hole in the plywood and putting the pin right over it. You may need to apply some force. The pin is out, the wheel is also out, and now let me give you a close-up so that you can see what the problem with it is. The problem is that there is a flat surface on one side of the wheel, hence the cycling issues. And they tell me this thing usually happens upon the installation of the barrel. The circlip of the barrel scratches it. Now, like I said, Francisco was kind enough to send me a couple of those pieces. One of them is made of metal, the other one is synthetic. From this point onwards, he tells me that the magazines are gonna be made of plastic. Maybe in this case, the metal piece would be much more appropriate. We are going to install it now just to test it and see how it operates with the aluminum mags. And the rest is pretty self-evident. We just put the pin back inside. You could hear it click back into place. Now let me walk you through the process of reinstalling this entire assembly. Make sure you put the spring back into place. Okay. And what you need to do from this point onwards is just push further this entire assembly and thrust this pin back into place. And of course don't forget to put the circlip back into place, which I admit may be a bit of a cumbersome task. Everything appears to be fine. Let's run some more tests. Now let's mark one of the chambers of the magazine. Now let's see if the magazine is going to cycle through all 8 shots. Let's go, buddy. As you can see, no problem at all. So you know how we usually shoot winged rats? On this one, we're going to shoot actual rats. And as you can tell, it's not dark enough yet, so we're gonna have to wait a little longer. And there's a new item that I would like to showcase before we start. This looks like a good place for it. It's just that this table is kinda dirty. We have to clean it first. We've already applied some detergent. Okay, that should do it. So this is what I wanted to show you. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the new night vision binoculars by OneLeaf Find NV200. I'm definitely not going to bother you with unpacking, but this thing comes with a harness, a tripod adapter, a nice soft pouch, a USB to Type-C cable for data transfer and for charging the device. OneLeaf has finally listened. Now we have a USB Type-C instead of a micro USB. We have a lens cleaning cloth, just like with any other OneLeaf device. And the rangefinder. Yes, this device comes with a rangefinder that works up to 600 meters or close to 2000 feet. A set of Allen keys and also bolts. These are for attaching the rangefinder to the binocular itself. And last but not least, the NV200 itself. A brief tutorial on how to install the rangefinder on the unit. It's pretty easy. What you need to do is slide the rangefinder between the lens and the infrared illuminator, like so. The bolt goes in there. That's all there is to it. What you see here is only the first generation of laser rangefinders for the NV200. It's a bit on the heavy side because it's made of stainless steel. OneLeaf told me that by the end of this year they're going to release another generation that's made of aluminum, which is going to be as durable but much lighter. The unit also has a laser pointer right there. Now briefly about the buttons of the device. That's of course the start and stop button. Right next to it is the charging indicator, and right beneath it, in my opinion, that's the mic of the device. That's the menu button, and the menu is pretty intuitive, I dare say. It also serves for previewing the video files that you've already recorded. Picture-in-picture mode and also activating the laser pointer. This one switches between nighttime and daytime shooting mode and also activates the infrared illuminator. It also switches between the different levels of illumination. Zoom in and zoom out, and also going up and down in the menu. With this one you confirm your selection in the menu, or you take a snapshot, or you start and stop video recording. Don't forget to remove the cap on the lens when you start shooting in nighttime mode. Also, these lenses are interchangeable. I can't even tell which one I got, but you can go to the OneLeaf website and choose the right one for you. To the side of the device you have this nice compartment with different ports in it. It's protected by this rubber cap. You got a 3.5mm jack for headphones if you want to listen to the sound of your video recordings out in the field. You have an HD port below. To the right there is a micro SD card slot which supports SD cards with a capacity of up to 256 gigs, and there is a Type-C USB port. On the bottom of the unit there is the laser pointer, like I already said. There is a lock button for releasing the lens when exchanging it with another. And there is a standard 1/4 inch thread for conveniently mounting the device on a tripod. Something that I'm going to use this very night. All in all, the NV200 is a great device. If you want to see any additional specifications, guys, please go to the OneLeaf website. I'll also put a link in the description of the video below. One thing that's worth mentioning though is that this device is capable of filming in 4K at 120 frames per second, and that's in nighttime mode. That's really something in my opinion. Okay, I'm recording this with the NV200 right now. Daytime mode, as you can tell. Some extra light shooting upwards towards the sky and the top of that tree over there. Offhand, no stabilization. One thing I don't like about the NV200 is it doesn't have image stabilization in its video recording mode. Of course, that poses a problem mostly to us video creators and doesn't affect the unit's performance in the field. What you see right here is my new permission, and it's a nighttime one. This is a hen house that belongs to an old lady, and she tells me that it's infested with rats. And I'm gonna have to apologize in advance for the background noise. I imagine it's gonna be there for the entire evening or the entire night. That's because there is a party in one of the neighboring properties. This is the back of the hen house, and the landlady tells me that's where she usually sees the rats, so that's where we'll wait for them. And that's even better for us, because like this there is no danger of us injuring the birds. I imagine most of you know that rats are a lot of trouble. They carry disease, they are riddled with parasites, they can even infect livestock and humans with their droppings. And this is my first ratting video, so if any of you Karens, snowflakes and trolls tell me in the comment section that I'm violating animal rights or I'm abusing them, I have to tell you, you people belong in a mental institution. We're gonna shoot the Green Goblin tonight, Leshiy 2 Valkyrie 22 caliber 450mm alpha precision barrel, and the pellet of choice is gonna be the Edgun 25.4 grains. We decided to load our mags while there is still some daylight left. It's gonna be easier this way. That's my buddy over there, he's already looking for targets. We decided to take turns shooting the rats. That's a view of our new permission by night. And that IR torchlight that you see is the light of the NV100. The add-on is mounted on the scope of my buddy. So at this point it's basically both of us scanning the area. but at this point we don't see anything. Or at least no rats. We had to wait for that one to reappear, and we had to wait for it twice. But he got his piece of lead eventually. That's to give you a better view of the situation in color. My camera with a flash. What I forgot to mention is that we are 30 meters away from the target. That's almost 33 yards. I don't know about you, but I think that one was a mouse, not a rat. A pest rodent all the same. Okay, I know I went a little too far here, but for once I wanted to make sure it wouldn't twitch and move too much after getting shot. You didn't really think you'd watch a video of mine without cuts in it now, did you? I'm not sure if that one was really interested in the rodent or it just wanted to see what all the fuss was about. Another cat passed by us sometime later, but it didn't show any interest at all. Well, my mate got completely matrixed by that one. But then the rodent knew I had the stupidity to show himself again, and I'm sure he wished he had taken the blue pill instead. And then, just as our outing was drawing to a close, we encountered a case of rat cannibalism. Ironically, a couple of minutes later, the dead cannibal himself became the main course for one of his buddies. Once again, we made sure that didn't last. Alright everyone, that was our first nighttime ratting. Actually, that was our first ratting ever. I didn't think that I would ever say that anymore. You can say hi yourself.
Hi guys.
Yeah, this guy can actually talk, imagine that. Anyway, I have to tell you that the Find NV200 by OneLeaf performed just great. I'm really pleased with the performance of this device, and so did the Leshiy 2 Valkyrie. Yeah, in the night and in very low temperatures, both of us, we're almost frozen stiff, but it was worth it. I think that we dispatched close to 40 rats, maybe a little more. And the last couple of hours we spent scanning the area for rats, there were none left. I'm hoping that we did a really great job in this place. But anyways, thank you for watching, and same as always, stay tuned because more interesting content is coming very soon. And catch you on the next one, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
There he goes. Okay, see you guys.